Greg, thank you so much, first of all, for joining me on here today. Normally, we'd be doing these interviews in person this week, but that's just not the world we're living in right now. So thank you for being here. First off, hopefully your family and you guys are safe and healthy right now.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, we're Hannah and Olivia are in the backyard right now, enjoying some sunshine, and yeah, just everyone's happy, everyone's healthy, so it's we're all good over here.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, I want to go back to spring training. You know, you guys are kind of insulated in spring training. It's a little bit of a bubble. You go to practices and games, and that's about it. You don't get much news kind of filtering in during that time. Can you take me from the point where we're having spring training in the beginning, it's business as usual, it's like every other year, to, okay, you're packing up your bags and you have no idea when games are going to get played this year and you're headed back to San Diego? What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I feel like we got off to a great start in spring training. We were playing really good baseball. Jace did a great job. All the coaches were really pushing us, and we were pushing each other, and it showed on the field. We were performing really well as a team, and we were having a lot of fun doing it. So, and then it was like 1 week we came in, and they're like, hey, maybe don't be signing any autographs, you know, just because of the coronavirus and everything like that. And we're like, okay, whatever, you know, didn't seem crazy. And then like 4 days later, it was like, hey, there's a 2-week ban on your season at least, you know, your season's suspended. And then you're kind of in limbo, like, okay, what do we do from here? And, you know, we'd have meetings every day, and it seemed like one day it was this, another day it was that. So, yeah, like you said, we were kind of just in limbo, and but also just trying to stay ready. We want to play and as soon as possible, so we're trying to stay ready.
What was it like for you and your teammates just to not have a lot of information during that time? I mean, the country didn't have a lot of information, much less Major League Baseball.
Exactly. I think we were in the same boat as everyone else. It was nobody's fault. There just wasn't a lot of certainty on anything, you know. So the ownership, you know, did a great job, you know, telling us what they knew and what they could tell us. And as players, we kind of just talked to ourselves and try to, oh, did you hear this? Did you hear this? And there's a lot of hearsay and stuff like that. But, yeah, like you said, there was nothing really concrete that you could build off of.
All right, you've been going to opening days since you were a little kid. Your grandfather was a manager in the big leagues. You come from a baseball family. Just knowing that Thursday would have been opening day, you had been playing the Rockies at Petco Park. How strange is it to know it will be dark that day as far as baseball is concerned?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's something that nobody ever predicted, obviously. No one could predict something like this. And definitely, you know, it's going to be tough for us, and we want to be out there playing. We know, you know, this is a pretty serious issue, and the people's health are the most important thing. I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't hurt. You know, Thursday we wanted to be out there at Petco. We wanted to be out there in front of the fans, in front of our, you know, our great fans that we have here, and playing the game that we love and the game that we've been training to play for, you know, this whole offseason and into this spring training.
All right, the big question is, what have you guys been told as far as what the season might look like and when you might start playing?
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like we're still kind of there's no concrete answers. You know, it's kind of, you know, I think, didn't they come out and say May 1st or something now? Or I don't really, you know, you read something, you don't know the credibility of it or anything like that. So I know a lot of guys are just trying to stay ready as best they can and try to be ready for when that, you know, time does come, whether we do a abbreviated spring training or if we, you know, I have no idea what's going to happen. We don't really know. We just try to keep your body in physical shape and keep getting better with baseball-wise.
Is there a lot of talk between you and your teammates or even guys from other teams or texting of just like, okay, like, you know?
Yeah, we have a group chat just within the Padres. We're not really talking to any other teams or anybody else on any team. And just kind of staying with our group and just remembering, you know, like, we're going to play at some point this season. We got to keep that in our minds. We got to keep hold each other accountable and kind of be there for each other. This is a weird time for everyone, you know, like no one really knows what's going on, but we just got to kind of be there for each other and be good teammates, and that's what we've been able to do.
Okay, I hate to bring up doom and gloom, but there is a question of whether the season will happen at all this year. I know that does come up for people. Does that cross your mind or your teammates' mind that it might not happen in 2020?
I feel like we can't let that thought creep in. It's definitely a possibility. It's like when you're playing a game and you're about to play your night game, and it's like, oh, there's a chance of rain. You know, like there's a 50% chance of rain. And the moment you let yourself think, hey, this game's going to get suspended or get delayed, I'm shutting it down, that's when you're in trouble because you end up playing the game and then you don't play to your ability. So I think as a group, our mentality is we're going to play this season at some point, whether it be 100 games, 40 games, whatever, we're going to play. So we got to stay ready until they tell us, hey, we're not playing. So it's just stay ready. That way we don't have to get ready if, you're like, oh, we're not going to play. And then all of a sudden you got to get ready. So we're just going to try to stay ready and be prepared.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's one of the uncertainties, but there's a lot of uncertainties as far as you guys are concerned, when and if you'll get paid, what effect this might have on future contracts. Can you just take us behind the scenes, a glimpse into what it's like for a professional baseball player right now, a major league player, as far as what kind of questions and uncertainties you just don't have an answer to right now? Yeah,
it's just like you said, it's just kind of a strange time. There's just not a lot of answers to be had out there. You just, we have a lot of faith in our union, and we think that, the owners are going to do what's right and do what's right for baseball. And at the end of the day, we're just baseball players. We're not the people in the back rooms making these decisions. We have no control over that. There's a lot of people taking a huge economic hit right now, and not just professional athletes. There's a lot of, hourly workers that are taking hits and stuff like that. So the only thing that we can do is what we can control, and that's continue to work hard, continue to stay focused, and just try to stay ready when our time comes.
From your point of view, would you rather have an abbreviated season this year versus just not playing at all because of just some of the repercussions that, like those uncertainties that people just haven't quite come to grips with yet?
Yeah, I think, I want to play. I think most guys want to play. We want to get out there. We've been working really hard, like I said, all off season and now into the season, and we're continuing to work hard and just trying to stay ready. And, a year without baseball would be difficult for sure for a lot of people, not just us players. So I think it's important that we do our best to try to get back to playing, the game, and hopefully all the leagues can do it. The NBA, the hockey, NFL, obviously. I think a lot of people find, they like to watch sports. It gives them a little break from reality and stuff like that. So, but obviously, the health of everyone is the number one concern. So once it's good to go, then strap it on and get going. Until then, you just got to kind of wait it out.
Now, you guys have been working out at Petco Park in small groups, right? 2 to 3 people in a group or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about those and what you are working on during this time.
Yeah, just kind of like player ran basically, and just trying to get some small groups together and stay, we're still practicing the social distancing. We're not, high-fiving each other. We're staying away from each other and working in these small groups, like you said. And it's kind of just whatever you need to try to stay sharp and stay ready, and, guys are just in there and just trying, like I said, just trying to stay ready for when the time does come and so we can get after it.
There's some teams that they just sent their players home. They're not doing any kind of organized workouts. And then there's some that are doing it like you guys are. So it's just different across the board. Does it give you any kind of just normalcy or structure to have a little bit of being at Petco Park and being around your teammates right now?
Yeah, I think we're definitely fortunate to have the facility that we do. The ownership, they're doing a great job opening it up for us, making sure everything's clean, make sure everything's safe. We're taking a lot of precautions to make sure that we're doing the right things and staying safe and everything like that. And yeah, to be on a team where maybe your home stadium, the weather doesn't permit you going to the stadium, or you can't go to the stadium, or whatever it is, I think that'd be tough. And for that little window, I think we have a little window of time where we can go in there. You have a sense of normalcy and it feels right, but at the same time, it still feels strange to not be playing games on Thursday. So just trying to deal with it as the days go.
What do the precautions look like? I mean, is it like wiping everything down, or?
Yeah, that's just normal, like what they're telling, wash your hands a lot. In the weight room, we have a couple guys in there that are like, literally you'll set a weight down and they'll clean it, and so to that extent where we're trying to stay ahead of this thing. We're not taking this lightly at all, and we're trying to do everything within our power to stay safe.
Probably there will be some kind of abbreviated spring training. Like for a player, how much time do you need to make sure that you're not risking more injuries when you do go out and play games? What kind of ramp-up period do you need, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's different for most, between position players and pitchers.
Yeah.
And it may differ a little bit between position players, but I know, we did 2 weeks of spring training talking to most of the position player guys, and we all had about 20 to 30 at-bats. And that seemed like a pretty good benchmark of like, okay, if the season were to start tomorrow, we're ready to go. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's less than that. It could be 15 at-bats since we've already had those 30 at-bats. You just want to kind of get some timing, and from an injury standpoint, from a position player, you're just prepping your body right now. You're just continuing to run and continue to take ground balls, so you're not going to hurt anything. But for a pitcher, I feel like it's completely different. They got to make sure that their arms are built up, and I'm not really sure what plan they have going forward or how long they're going to take. So the pitchers will probably dictate how long the spring training will be, or if there is going to be one. Who even knows? Yeah.
That's the theme of this whole thing, is who even knows, right?
I know. Yep.
It really is. Okay, from a human standpoint, you live in a community, you've got neighbors, you've got a wonderful wife and daughter. You want her to play outside a little bit and see things. What has it been like for you? I mean, do you practice social distancing when you go to the supermarket and try to find toilet paper, and do you worry about your family? I mean, what is this like, just kind of from a human standpoint?
For us as a family, and everyone's different, we're trying to be proactive about it. We are trying to we're practicing social distancing. When we go outside, we'll walk as a family, but and all of our neighbors are kind of in the same boat. We have a great neighborhood here, and everyone just kind of stands to 6 feet apart, and you try to keep some normalcy. You try to get outside. Like I said, the weather hasn't been great over the last week, so we kind of turned our living room into a mini daycare. We put a bounce house up in there and blew it up so Olivia could run around there while it was raining and stuff like that. And then now with a good day outside, they're out back right now kind of running around. So we definitely are trying to stay safe and like I said, be proactive about it and taking this very serious because, it's affecting our country and the entire world really. So we want to try to stay on top of it as best we can and do our part.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I know you know this and I know this. There are much bigger problems right now in the world than whether baseball will be played, but it is still sad to not see it being played. And I know a lot of people look at it as kind of a respite, like you said, as a way to get away. What would you say to people right now, I guess, that are kind of watching this all unfold? And like you said, you don't know what's going to happen next either. Just what are kind of like the ways that you're dealing with it as far as the trickle of information? Do you just wait for something to come through and then you just talk to your teammates about it?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you're kind of in a waiting game and just trying to keep a positive mindset going forward. And I was talking to someone the other day trying to see the silver lining in this. You get to spend more family time. If it's never fun not going to work and not getting a paycheck, but the silver lining is you get to maybe be at home a little bit more, maybe see your kids a little bit more, and you're interacting with them more. It's not just all about come home, get on your phones. You're getting outside, you're doing some walks, which you probably wouldn't do. Like around my neighborhood, it's been great to see everyone outside and walking. We have a nice nature trail right by us that people are walking daily, and it's great. I think it's a great lifestyle, and hopefully that's something that we can continue to carry over once this virus gets under control. That this is being active in the community and getting outside with your family is important. So kids aren't just playing video games and watching TV all day. So there's a little silver lining to anything. Try to take the positive out of it and go from there.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I mean, everything from people being more active to like talking to each other more, calling each other more, doing what we're doing right now. Like you find ways to communicate. So I think all that's good too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Greg, thank you so much. You did not have to do this today. You took the time to do it. I know I appreciate it, but also I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there that just would like a break from the news and will like seeing your face and hearing your voice. So I can't thank you enough for doing this. And you stay safe out there, and I hope that I get to see you at Petco Park very soon.
No problem. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. And to all the Padre fans out there, stay with us, and we'll get this thing rolling.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah. Thank you.